Here we go, race fans. 1,000 to win for your POWRi Super Stocks. 20 laps the distance. On the pole, going to be the 40B of Shane Bias, and his outside the 68 of Dean Wiley. Row number 2 is going to be the 73 of Francisco Escamilla in the 05 of Dale Berry. Row 3, you got the 16 of Logan Thompson and the 21W of Ted Welshmeyer. Row number 4 is going to be the 11 of Derek Brown and the 56 of Mark Davis. Row 5, you got the G1 of Tony Anglin and the 1J of Josh Jones. Row number 6 is going to be the 2A of Ace O'Neill and the 164 of Michael Muskrat. Row 7 going to be 53 of Danny O'Neill and the 21C of Sean Clare. And row number 8 all by his lonesome, the C4 of Mike Cole. Laps the distance, $1,000 on the line. Lights are down. We're going to be green flag. This is going to be a rip-roaring good time, a barn burner of a good show. As we're going to go down the backstretch, Keith the flag man's going to do the jig. Look at him go. Wiggity, 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 wiggity. Here we go. Super Stocks. Green flag is in the air. The 68 of Dean Wiley going to lead him on down on the 1 and 2. Del Berry going to be sitting in the number 2 spot, but here comes the 73 of Francisco Escamilla as he's going to be down on the bottom side trying to get up into the number 2 spot. Everybody going to be rushing towards the front for that $1,000 payday. Uh-oh, the 21 Siege. Claire almost goes around, but he's going to stay clean and green. As we're going to go down the back stretch and into 3, your race leader coming out of turn number 4, 2 laps down. And it is all Dean Wiley in the 68. Dale Berry, Francisco Escamilla battling out for 2nd and 3rd. Uh-oh, the 16 of Thompson goes around 1 and 2. Yellow is out, yellow is out. So the yellow coming out for the 16 of Logan Thompson. So we are going to stack them up single file for right now until we make sure they're in the correct starting spots. The 16 of Logan Thompson is going to have to go to the hot chute area over there at the top of turn 3. They think he may have some sheet metal rubbing on a left rear tire, so they're going to check it out real quick, and if it is, they're going to pull it away. Oh, looks like he did have a little bit of rub. So our safety crew is going to help him out. So it appears they do got the sheet metal pulled off and away from the left rear of Logan Thompson. Now we're going to stack them up. Delaware double file restart. Here's how it works. The man in the lead is out front by himself. The man in second picks top side or bottom side. Man in third gets the opposite, then everybody files in, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, from there on back to the rest of the field. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. Next time by, we're going to be green flag racing. Dean Wiley sits out front. Francisco, or no way, Dale Berry second, Francisco Escamilla third, Welchmeyer, and then Shane Bias. Green flag is going to be in the air. Oh, a little bit of, Mark Davis gets a little bit of help down into the infield. Look out, Mama. Mama Melanie with Remember When Photography was in the danger zone down there. And Davis going to park it. Yellow is out, yellow is out. I'll be honest, from my angle, it looked like he might have had a little bit of help, but well, we didn't get a lap completed. We're going to go single file restart and see if we can get some laps checked off. Green flag is in the air. Dean Wiley going to lead him on down on 1 and 2. Dale Berry second. Francisco Escamilla third. Oh, looky here. Ted Welchmeyer coming up into that number 3 spot. Josh Jones going to be sitting there in 5th. As Shane Bias kind of starting to shuffle back, Derek Brown going to be up here as well. But right now it is all the 68 show. As we go down through 1 and 2, it is Wiley, Berry, Welchmeyer, Escamilla, Jones, Brown, Bias, Anglin, Muskrat, O'Neill, Thompson, Davis, and then you got the 21C of Sean Clare. Ted Welchmeyer and Francisco Escamilla battling it out good for that number 3 spot. As Dale Berry trying to hold on. He's got Escamilla all over the back bumper. Dean Wiley's got himself a pretty good lead right now. He's on cruise control. He's just got to hit his marks and be patient and steady as he's going to cross the stripe out front. Almost a full straightaway lead. Uh-oh! Berry and Escamilla get together, but they're going to save it. We're going to stay clean and green. As Welchmeyer now up into 3rd, but you can't count out that 73 machine. He was running 2nd. Now he's got to battle back. Lap traffic now about to become an issue for your race leader as they go down into 3. Ooh, Ted Welchmeyer, Dale Berry, their door-to-door silhouette. And now here comes Derek Brown, going to be 3 wide for 2nd. Oh, no, Welchmeyer goes around into Escamilla. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow is out. Ted Welchmeyer just made a hard right-hand turn. And when he did, he went right into Francisco Escamilla, who had nowhere to go. And they come to a stop at the top of turn 3. So the yellow is out. So right now it is Dean Wiley, your race leader. Dale Berry 2nd. Derek Brown up to 3rd. Josh Jones and Tony Anglin, your top 5. So as we get Francisco Escamilla, his car back to the pits, we're going to get these drivers in the correct position so we can restart this race and get back to green flag racing. Round of applause for Francisco Escamilla, who is not in his car. Never mind. Give it up for Francisco's car. That thing was on a rail tonight. And he was driving it like he stole it. It was so good to see Francisco back out on the track. I miss watching him race. Delaware double file restart as we get them stacked back up. Dean Wiley going to be out front. Can he hold on? Or will the 11 of Derek Brown, who started 7th and is now in 2nd? Down the back stretch, we're going to go at a very fast pace. Into 3, coming out of turn 4. These drivers are hungry for $1,000. Josh Jones up in there, Michael Muskrat, Tony Anglin, Shane Bias. Here comes Josh Jones down to the bottom side of Derek Brown. Dean Wiley's going to hold on to the race lead as, Brown holds on by a front end. Yellow is out for the 21C of Sean Clare. Sean Clare loops it around in the middle of 1 and 2. All right, Delaware double file restart. Dean Wiley still out front. Derek Brown. Josh Jones going to be row number 2. Dale Berry, Tony Anglin, row 3. That's your top 5. Shane Bias, Michael Muskrat, that is 6 and 7. Oh, these boys are hungry. A very, very steady pace down the backstretch. These guys are hungry for that 1,000 to win. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Derek Brown right to the back bumper of Dean Wiley. You got a new race leader out of 2 and down the backstretch. 4 wide back here in the mid-pack. As it is now Derek Brown out front. Dean Wiley, Josh Jones, Tony Anglin, Dale Berry. Welchmeyer sitting in 6th now. Ted Welchmeyer trying to get back up into the top 5. He's going to do it coming out of 2 down the back stretch. Mark Davis saves it. As Derek Brown's going to cross the stripe, your race leader. Dean Wiley sits in 2nd. We got debris on the speedway. Yellow is out. Down here at the top of turn 4, our green start cone was trying to enter the race because it's out here on the track. $11 down, 9 to go. We are in single digits. Derek Brown out front trying to get that $1,000 payday. Dean Wiley 2nd, Josh Jones 3rd. Tony Anglin, Ted Welchmeyer top 5. Dale Berry, Michael Muskrat, Shane Bias, Danny O'Neill, Ace O'Neill, Logan Thompson, Mark Davis, and Sean Clare rounds out your field. Yellow is still out as we're getting the debris and our safety cones fixed. Somebody took out the green start cone down there at the bottom of turn 3 and 4, and it was sitting up at the top of turn 4. It did one of those left like leopard pants down there. When I said go to the right, she just went further left. Here we go. Time to go elbows up, knuckle deep. 9 laps remaining as it is going to be a 9-lap shootout for a $1,000 payday. We started the race with 15 cars. 13 cars remain. Out of 4, green flag back in the air. Well, motor off down at a 1 and 2. Derek Brown going to be out front. Dean Wiley holds on a second. Here comes the G1 of Tony Anglin as he's going to be up into that number 3 spot in front of Josh Jones. Ted Welshmeyer went tailback from an incident earlier, and he is 4th, ladies and gentlemen. Ted Welshmeyer on a rail trying to run down that race lead, trying to get back up there and battle for the money. As they're going to go down into 3 and 4. Derek Brown leads them out of 4 in that 11 car. Yellow, yellow, yellow for the 21C of Sean Clare. So the 21C of Sean Clare brings out the caution as he loops it around down there at the bottom of turn 2. And then, whoa, we got what is happening over here in 3. I see Logan Thompson, Del Berry, and Shane Bias, and we got a parking lot. You can't park there. So I don't know. I don't know what happened because the yellow was originally brought out down here in turn 2, and I look to my left and I see a parking lot in 3 and 4. So I don't know what happened. All right, race fans, lights are down. We're going to be green flag when they come out of turn number 4. Your top 5, throw a blanket on them because it is anybody's race as they go into 3. Coming out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. Down into 1 and 2, they're going to rock and roll. Derek Brown out front, Dean Wiley, Tony Anglin 2nd and 3rd. Ted Welshmeyer sits in that number 4 spot. Josh Jones 5th. As your top 3 start to pull away from the rest of the field, it is still Derek Brown, Tony Anglin in 2nd, Dean Wiley 3rd now. As Anglin trying to get the top side working, trying to get it to come to him, but he's got a lot of real estate left to run down. Uh-oh, the 05 of Del Berry loops it around in 1 and 2. Yellow is back out. Yellow is back out. All right, we got them stacked up finally. We're going to give it a go down the back stretch as the lights are off. Ladies and gentlemen, $1,000 on the line. Can the 11 of Derek Brown hold on as the green flag is back out in the air? Tony Anglin down on the bottom side now. He's been working the top shelf, but he elected to go down on the bottom. Uh-oh. Thompson and Davis together in turn one. Thompson and Davis together in turn one. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Down, 5 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Single file restart. Can we get the final 5? 6. Final 6 laps completed. So we got 14 down, 6 to go. I thought we had 15 down, 5 to go. I was wrong. My numbers, my math ain't mathing. Down the back stretch, into 3, led in by the 11 of Derek Brown. Tony Anglin second, Dean Wiley third. Green flag is back in the air. Tony Anglin going to go right to the top shelf, going to try to run down that 11. Now we're going to cross the stripe with 15 down, 5 to go. Derek Brown starting to pull away from the rest of the field, but you can't count out that G1 of Tony Anglin because that man is a driver. He's a wheelman, and he's going to try to run down that 11 of Derek Brown. Oh, Danny O'Neill up on the top, putting the rooster tails at it. Looky, 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 Anglin to the back of Brown. On the attack, on the hunt, and on the prowl goes the G1 to Tony Anglin as they're going to drive down to the bottom side of turn 3. Laps starting to tick down here as we're going to cross the stripe. You're going to see 2 more trips around for the 11 of Derek Brown. Dean Wiley holds on to 3rd, Ted Welchmeyer 4th, and Josh Jones sits in that number 5 spot, but he's got the 164 of our current points leader, Michael Muskrat, to his outside. As the 11 of Derek Brown, your race leader, comes out of turn 4. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow is out. Yellow comes out for the 40B as Shane Bias. Here we go, lights off. Single file restart again as they go down into 3. Out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. Down at a 1 and 2, they're going to go. It is still Derek Brown. Tony Anglin, Dean Wiley, your top 3. Out of turn number 4, going to see the white flag. One more trip around for the 11 of Derek Brown. Into 3 for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag for the 11 of Derek Brown. Tony Anglin 3rd. And Dean Wiley, or Tony Anglin 2nd, Dean Wiley 3rd. All right, race fans down there in victory lane. $1,000 richer for your POWRi Super Stocks. Equipment coming off. Gonna have to make some noise, get loud, off your seat, on your feet as he climbs out. Ladies and gentlemen, the 11 of Derek Brown. All right, so Derek Brown down there collecting that $1,000 payday. No, I'm not talking about the candy bar. Calm down. Hey, Leopard, you'd be a pretty good racer. You know that? Because all you do is go left. Young kids, these young guns. On the pole, the 25 of Rhett Edgar, and his outside the 66 of Max Dublin. Row number 2 going to be the 10 of Colton Brown and the 8 of Carter Parrish. Row 3 going to be the 3C of Charlie O'Neill and the 18K of Connor Reed. And row 4 going to be the 23 of Preston Higgins and the 18 of Treston Higgins. All right, race fans, lights are down. Hey, listen, when they come out of turn number 4, I need everybody to clap, scream, cheer, hoot, and holler for these young future racers. Green flag is in the air. So the yellow flag coming out for the 66 of Max Dublin. Oh, look at we got them stacked up back here. The 18 of Treston Higgins kind of come to a stop. The 23 of Preston Higgins went right underneath the back bumper, and then Connor Reed was there as well. So we got an incident back there over there going into turn 3 involving Preston Higgins, Treston Higgins, and Connor Reed. All right, so we're just going to... Oh, I think the 23 might be done. As they ripped the bumper off and then just stuck it in the back window. So the 23 of Preston Higgins is going to get hooked up to the toe. As his night is done, he will be going pit side. I believe Carter Parrish went to the pits. So it looks like the 18K of Connor Reed is going to be able to continue. It is a 25 of Rhett Edgar out front, Colton Brown second, Treston Higgins third, Max Dublin fourth, and now Connor Reed will round out your field in fifth. All right, we're going to do a single file restart, ladies and gentlemen. We started with 7, now we got 5. It's an elimination race. I'm just kidding. Although that would be cool to do an elimination race. Out of turn 4, green flag's going to be in the air. Rhett Edgar jumps right up to the outside, going to bottom it off down to the bottom side, chop the nose off of Colton Brown, the 18. Treston Higgins going to be sitting there in third. Here comes the 18K of Connor Reed. As your race leader going to cross the stripe, followed in by Colton Brown. Higgins better look out because he's got company. That's 18K of Connor Reed coming up into the number 3 spot. Uh-oh, 18's got problems. And he goes to the bottom of the speedway. We're clean and green. Rhett Edgar leads them out of 4 and across the stripe, followed in by Colton Brown. Connor Reed sits in third, and Max Dublin sits in fourth. Right now, Connor Reed trying everything he can to get around the 10 of Colton Brown, as Brown's playing some good defense. As the 25 of Rhett Egger trying to get the biggest lead as possible. Connor Reed trying to go to the outside, not able to get it to stick as Brown chops the nose off. Now Reed goes down to the bottom side. Woo, look at the battle here for second. Brown holds on. Reed going to try to power it down the back stretch and into 3. They're going to make a little bit of contact. Okay, a lot of bit of contact, but we're going to stay clean and green as it looks like Reed might have overtaken and got second. Oh, Brown drives right into him. Oh, a lot of contact going on here. These boys are not backing down. They ain't scared of nothing. Connor Reed holds on to second, Brown third. Rhett Egger out front all by his lonesome, all by himself like the chess club president on prom night. As he's going to try to hold on to that race lead. Now Connor Reed's got some pretty good distance between him and the 10 of Colton Brown. Down the back street. Uh-oh, looks like Connor Reed might have some issues on that car. As your race leader is going to cross the stripe with 2 to go. Can the 18K run him down, or does he not have enough laps left? Coming out of turn 4, white flag. Oh, Max doubling up on top. He's back down. We're good. White flag coming out for the 25 of Rhett Egger. All he's got to do is make it through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4 to the checkered flag, the 25 of Rhett Egger. Connor Reed second, and Colton Brown third. Race fans, again, you're going to need to make some noise. These drivers are the future of this sport. So when this young man climbs out of the car, I see safety equipment coming off. You're going to have to make a lot of noise. Helmet is off. Ladies and gentlemen, your Young Gun Hornet feature winner. Give it up as he gets out of the car. I thought he was coming out, but now he's not. He got scared. Give it up for the 25 of Rhett Egger. POWRi mods. On the pole is going to be the 65 of Chris Jackson, into his outside the 55 of Colson Kirk. Row number 2 going to be the 14C of Cody Crabtree, into his outside the 5 of Robert White. Row 3, you got the 16M of the Batman, Brian Myers, into his outside the 11 of Waylon Dimmitt. Row number 4 going to be the 77 of Jeremy Hazel, and the 20D of Dawson David. Row 5 going to be the 68 of Donnie Betts, and the 49 of Mason Rodden. Row 6, you got the 2 of Eric Graves, and the 5C of Brian Cook. Row 7, the 42J of Donnie Jackson, and the 29 of Bronson Wicker. And in row number 8, all by his lonesome, the 55G of Luke Gideon. Here we go, race fans. Lights are down. We will be green flag when they come out of turn number 4. Out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. They're going to motor off down into 1 and 2. Chris Jackson, Colson Kirk going to be door to door. Then they're going to be 3 wide back there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As Colson Kirk going to lead lap 1 up on the top side of the speedway. Waylon Dimmitt was trying to follow. Oh, Chris Jackson hard into the wall. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Something broke on the 65 of Chris Jackson as he just went hard to the right and into the wall. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So something on the front end of that car broke, causing him to yeet himself right. So the Midway Speedway safety crew and tow truck down there to help give the 65 of Chris Jackson a hand after he broke something on that right front and just went hard into the wall. Driver is okay, ladies and gentlemen. Driver is okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try this again after Chris Jackson went hard into the wall. Lights are down. We will be, can't talk. We will be green flag when they come out of turn 4. Down the backstretch and into 3. Colson Kirk's going to lead them as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is back in the air. Down in the 1 and 2, they go. Colson Kirk goes right to the top shelf, but here comes Robert White down on the bottom side of the speedway. Colson Kirk going to drop it down to the bottom side as well, play a little bit of defense as he's going to hold on. Waylon Dimmick comes up. He's going to go top shelf through 1 and 2. Here comes Dawson David, 4 car, 3 wide for second. As you got 4 cars battling it out for that number 1 spot here at the mighty Midway. It's still Colson Kirk right now. Waylon Dimmitt, Robert White, and Dawson David all trying to find a way to get around that 55 machine. As Colson Kirk doing a good job right now, playing defense and running fast all at the same time. As your top 4 starting to pull away from the rest of the field, number 5 spot going to go to that 14 Sia Cody Crabtree. Mason Roden going to be sitting there in the number 6 spot. Eric Graves 7th, as it is all Colson Kirk out front, followed in by Waylon Dimmitt, Robert White, Dawson David in that 20D. That's your top 4. As there is a lot of separation, almost a full straightaway between 4th and 5th. But it is all the Colson Kirk show right now. As Dimmitt, White, and David just have nothing for that 55 machine. So the 29 of Bronson Wicker going pit side. Colson Kirk still holding on to that number 1 spot. Waylon Dimmitt sits in 2nd. Robert White 3rd, and Dawson Davis still in 4th, as Cody Crabtree still holds on to that number 5 spot. Your top 4 are just bumper to bumper all the way around the speedway. The 77 of Jeremy Hazel going pit side now as he's going to exit stage right. Top 4, huge amount of distance between them and Cody Crabtree, who sits in 5th, who's pretty much in no man's land right now, all by his lonesome. Uh-oh. Eric Graves gets into the back of Donnie Betts. There's Brian Cook goes around right here on the front stretch. Keeps it rolling. There we go. It is still Colson. Oh, and Brian looped it around in 1 and 2. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. So Brian Cook had some great driving skills right here on the front stretch out of turn 4. Looped it around, kept her rolling, and then through 1 and 2 just could not save it. Delaware double file restart. Colson Kirk going to be out front by his lonesome. Waylon Dimmitt going to go down to the bottom side. Robert White got to go top. Dawson David down. Cody Crabtree to the outside. Out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. Colson Kirk going to have to be on the hustle as everybody going to be right there to his back bumper. He's going to stomp on the loud pedal down the back stretch. Waylon Dimmitt, Robert White going to be right there behind him. Here comes Dawson David in 4th. Donnie Betts right there in 6th, trying to get around Crabtree for the number 5 spot. As they are going to go through 3 and 4, it is white flag for the 55 at Colson Kirk. One more trip around, can he hold on? Down the back stretch, he's going to go for the final time. Into 3, he's got one more turn to go. Out of turn 4, checkered flag for the 55 at Colson Kirk. Waylon Dimmitt 2nd and Robert White 3rd. So down there in Victory Lane, gonna have to make some noise, get loud and proud for your POWRi B-Mod feature winner. I see safety equipment coming off down there. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the 55 of Colson Kirk. Gentlemen, we're going to go 2 by 2, bumper to bumper, door to door, here for your POWRi Pure Stocks. Lights are going to go down as they cross the flag stand. 1 to go from the flagman. Not sure what Mark Simon was doing right there. Down the back stretch we're going to go. We're going to fill the work on into turn number 3. McDowell Davis on the front row. As they come out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. Down to 1 and 2, we hustle. 3 wide out of turn 2. Down the back stretch they're going to go. Peyton McDowell down on the bottom side of the speedway as he's going to try to hold on to that race lead. He's going to cross the stripe. Lap 1 goes to McDowell, Davis, Adams. That's your top 3. But here comes James Reedus in that 0. Justin McDowell in the 5. Trenton Houston coming to call as well. He got a little too high, kind of bounce off the cushion. Trenton Houston up on the top side. He's slicing and dicing his way through traffic. James Reed is now up in front of Justin McDowell into the number 4 spot. But out front, it is all the 21 of Peyton McDowell, who is your race leader. Derek Davis right there to the back bumper. As Derek Davis is going to do everything he can to get up and around the 21, the wagon there of McDowell. Richard Adams sits in 3rd. James Reed is in no man's land all by himself in 4th. And the battle for 5th is underway between McDowell and Houston. Mark Simon going to be right on the back bumper of Houston. trying to push him forward. Andrew Rourke going to be right there in the mix as well for that battle for 5th, along with Justin McDowell. Peyton McDowell, still your race leader, as he's starting to get a little bit of separation between him and Derek Davis, who sits in 2nd. Richard Adams starting to close the gap there on Davis, as Reedus is back there right behind Adams on his back bumper. Mark Simon, Trenton Houston now duking it out for that number 5 spot, as Simon's going to have the 5th position as they go down the backstretch and into turn 3. And coming out of turn 4, it is McDowell, Davis, Adams, Reedus, and Simon. Yellow is out, yellow is out. Yellow out of the top of turn 1 for the 17 of Andrew Rourke. All right, so we got laps completed. We are going to try and run down the rest of these laps. It is Peyton McDowell out front. As we get them stacked back up in the Delaware double file restart. Seven laps down, 13 to go. Green flag out of turn number 4. Peyton McDowell out front. Mark Simon going to go right to the top shelf, trying to get around him. Not able to get to the stick as he's going to be door to door. Oh, no! Richard Adams slammed on the brakes. Mark Simon gave him one heck of a shot to the shorts. And then Richard Adams got right back on the throttle. Peyton McDowell still your race leader. Derek Davis going to follow on him down the bottom. Oh, now Davis going to go to the top shelf around 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, it is McDowell, Davis, Simon to 3rd. Simon's got something working on the top side, but does he have enough real estate to run down the leaders? They're going to come out of turn number 4. You still got Peyton McDowell out front. Derek Davis in 2nd. Davis starting to catch Peyton McDowell on the top shelf. Mark Simon is just pushing Derek Davis around the speedway. As the battle for 2nd is underway, about a 3-car battle for 2nd, about to be a 4-car battle for the lead, as it is getting dicey up front. Peyton McDowell catfishing it down on the bottom side of the speedway. Derek Davis kind of, Simon got into McDowell. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow is out, yellow is out. Mark Simon drove it down into 1 and 2 hard and just right into the 21 of Peyton McDowell. Here we go out of turn number 4. Green flag going to be in the air. 12 laps down, 8 to go. Heat race distance remaining. Or 3 to go, I'm sorry. I thought we was running 20, not 15. As we're going to go down to the 3 and 4. Derek Davis down on the bottom side. Here comes James Reedus on the top shelf. Look at that, the 26. The 26 of Preston McDowell now battling up front in the top 3. Down into 3 they're going to go. Coming out of turn number 4, you're going to see the white flag for the 0 of James Reedus. Final time around as they're going to go down the back stretch. Derek Davis going to have to checkers or wreckers this as they go down into turn number 3. Coming out of turn number 4 to the checkered flag, the 0 of James Reedus. Derek Davis, Preston McDowell, your top 3. All right, race fans, as our POWRi Pure Stock feature winner parks it down there in victory lane, steering wheel's off, window nets down, you're going to have to make some noise when he climbs out of that machine. Helmet is off. Give it up for the 0 of James Reedus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next feature getting ready to pull out onto the track, going to be your POWRi Hornets. On the pole is going to be the 2 of Justin Day. And to his outside, the 18K of Connor Reed. Row 2 is going to be the 3M of Bobby Mooney. And to his outside, his son, the 2M of Corbin Mooney. Row number 3 is going to be the 93 of Down and Dirty Daniel Barton. And to his outside, the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Row 4, you got the 18 of Max Dunn and the 11 of Martin Jennings. All right, race fans. POWRi Hornet feature is about to get underway as they're going to go down the back stretch. Justin Day, Connor Reed on that front row. And then you got the Mooney boys, row number 2. Into 3 out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Corbin Mooney's pushing Connor Reed down the front stretch. As Bobby Mooney going to be down to the inside of Connor Reed as they're going to go into 3. Justin Day going to be your race leader. A little bit of contact between Mooney and Reed. It is Justin Day out front. Connor Reed second. Bobby Mooney now trying to move up into that number 2 spot. Corbin Mooney's pushing Connor Reed all the way around the track. Oh, down into Bobby Mooney goes. Oh, no! Look out. We got trouble on the front stretch. Yellow, 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 yellow. So it looked like Bobby Mooney and Connor Reed kind of got together. Connor Reed moved to the right. Corbin Mooney was there. And then around went Connor. Driver is okay. Driver is okay. So our safety crew down here, driver says he's all right. We're just waiting on the tow truck to give the 18K of Connor Reed a helping hand back to his pits. So I've just been told there is a blue helmet bag at the top or in the middle of turn 2 that belongs to the 11 of Martin Jennings. Oh, and he's stopping. He's stopping to get his helmet bag. All right, here we go. Delaware double file restart. Justin Day out front in the 2. Then you got the Mooney boys, the 3M of Corbin Mooney down on the bottom side, and second the 2M of Corbin Mooney on the top side. Daniel Barton in the 93 going to go down to the bottom side, and Rhett Edgar going to be your top 5. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is going to be in the air. Oh, looky here. Oh, man, that was getting dicey. Justin Day going to power out down the back stretch, but Corbin Mooney coming in hard on the top side of the speedway, trying to run down that hatchback. As Daniel Barton going to follow Corbin Mooney around the track. Now Rhett Edgar down to the bottom side of Daniel Barton. as Justin Day leads them out of turn 4 and across the stripe. The Moonies battling it out for second and third, and it's funny because their cars are 2 and 3, and they're sitting in 2 and 3. Justin Day, your race leader. Bobby Mooney, Corbin Mooney, Rhett Edgar, Daniel Barton, Max Dunn, Martin Jennings. That's how your field is lined out right now. It is the Justin Day show as he is out front, large and in charge. Bobby Mooney holds on to that number 2 spot. Corbin Mooney not backing down, though. As Corbin Mooney going to try to hold on and battle back and battle it with his dad. But it seems like Bobby Mooney has found his line, found his marks, and he is rolling. Out of turn 4 comes your race leader, the 2 of Justin Day. Halfway home, Bobby Mooney, Corbin Mooney, 1, 2, and 3. Rhett Edgar sits in 4th, Daniel Barton 5th. But now Daniel Barton going to go down to the bottom side and move back up into that number 4 spot. Single file all the way around the speedway right now, ladies and gentlemen. As it appears that the Moonies are starting to catch the 2 of Justin Day. But the question is, do they have enough real estate to run him down? Do they have enough laps left to get up and around him? Bobby Mooney coming almost to the back bumper there of Justin Day. As your top 3 are now bumper to bumper. Daniel Barton starting to pull away from Rhett Edgar. Rhett Edgar went way up the hill, but he's going to keep her rolling. We're clean and green. Bobby Mooney holds on to second behind Justin Day, who sits in first as we got 2 more trips around. Who is going to park it in victory lane? Will it be the 2 of Justin Day? Will it be Corbin Mooney, Bobby Mooney? Who's it going to be? Coming out of turn number 4, you're going to see the white flag. 1 more trip around for the 2 of Justin Day. Final time down into turn 3 and 4. Coming to the checkered flag, the 2 of Justin Day. Bobby Mooney second and Corbin Mooney your top 3. All right, down there in victory lane, I already hear people cheering, but you got to wait till he gets out of the car. He can't hear you. So we're going to try this one more again. I see safety equipment coming off. Window net is already down. He needs to get like a white helmet or something because I can't see any movement now. Oh, now the window net's down, or helmet. Yeah, there's the window net. He had the window net still up, but the helmet is off. Hat's on. So we're going to have to make some noise for your POWRi Hornet feature winner, the 2 of Justin Day. Race fans, it is time for the final feature of the night, and I'm going to go ahead and read the starting lineup before they come out and roll the moisture. On the pole, going to be the 17R of Logan Ruark into his outside, the 83 of Ben Newell. Row number 2 is going to be the 23 of Mark Big Daddy Simon into his outside, the 27 of Terry Williams. Row 3 going to be the 8K of Tyler Cadunston into his outside, the 15R of Oakley Ragland. Row number 4 going to be the 7 of William Garner and the 16A of Shannon Geller. Row 5 going to be the 0 of Dakota Gerard and the 7C of Derek Cook. Row 6, the 51 of Sean Henson and the 28D of Dylan Dampier. Row 7 going to be the 17 of Garrett Parker and the 65 Junior of Carter Jackson. Row 8 going to be the 75 of Colby Lathrop into his outside, the 34C of the wheelman Jake Carter and riding shotgun in row number 9 all by his lonesome, the 44R of Randall Cushing. By 2. Y'all know what that means, don't you? Final feature of the night. And when they come out of turn number 4, we're going to turn them loose. Ruark, Newell on the front row, Simon, Williams, row number 2. Cadunston and Ragland going to be that third and final top 5 row. Or should I say top 6? Lights are down. They're going to be green flag next time by. 15 laps the distance, 15 laps remaining on tonight's festivities. And then we're going to close the book on this chapter. Down the back stretch, we're going to go for the final feature of the night. Fill the work on into turn number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to drop the hammer. All right, so we're going to double the cars back up. Delaware double file restart. Ben Newell, your race leader. Mark Simon, Logan Ruark going to be row number 2. Terry Williams and Oakley Ragland going to be your top 5. Dakota Gerard, Shannon Geller, the row right behind that. Here comes Tyler Cadunston back out onto the track. After his right rear or right front flat. So Tyler Cadunston able to make it back out onto the speedway after a right front flat that I seen with my own eyes. Into 3 coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. They'll hustle on down to 1 and 2. Ben Newell going to be that race leader. Here comes Mark Simon right there to the back bumper. Logan Ruark's third. Now Shannon Geller, Terry Williams going to battle out for 4th and 5th. Oakley Ragland's there. Dakota Gerard, William Garner, Cook. And it looks like the wheelman Jake Carter's up there. Sean Henson going to be there as well. Throw a blanket on the top 10, 11, 12. As it's anybody's race right now to see who can get out front. Ben Newell trying to get away as quick as possible because he knows he's got heavy hitters behind him. They're still 3 deep here in the mid-pack. William Garner, Dakota Gerard, Oakley Ragland on 3 wide. As it is Ben Newell, Mark Simon, Logan Ruark, your top 3. Shannon Geller, Terry Williams, your top 5. Mark Simon on the top shelf, going to take over the lead down the back stretch and into 3 and 4. Ben Newell still down on the bottom side, coming out of turn 4. You got a new race leader, Mark Big Daddy Simon. As he's going to be on the top shelf now, Ben Newell's going to switch it up. Ben Newell going to go to the top side, going to try to run down your race leader. As Mark Simon just going to make that lead bigger and bigger with every lap. Logan Ruark sits in 3rd. Shannon Geller 4th. And William Garner rounds out your top 5. Terry Williams and Dakota Gerard kind of duking it out for 6th and 7th. But it is all Mark Simon right now on the top shelf of the speedway. Uh-oh, Colby Lathrop's about to have company. As they come through 3 and 4. Good battles back here in the mid-pack of the field. Uh-oh, somebody's down. Oh, that's Shannon Geller down into the infield. Thought the four-wheeler was going to get taken out, but it didn't. Whew. Melanie's brand new four-wheeler about got drilled. Mark Simon out front. Ben Newell sits in 2nd. Logan Ruark 3rd. Now William Garner sits in 5th or 4th. And Dakota Gerard sits in 5th. Shannon Geller going to try to jump back out on the track and keep rolling. It is all Mark Simon right now on the top side of the speedway, just cruising and bruising. As Ben Newell sits in 2nd, Logan Ruark 3rd. Mark Simon coming out of turn number 4. Going to see the white flag, 1 to go. Down the back stretch, they're going to go for the final time here tonight for the final feature of the night. Out of turn number 4, checkered flag for the 23 of Mark Simon. Ben Newell 2nd and Logan Ruark 3rd. All right, as our feature winner does some donuts down there in the infield. So you're going to have to make some noise down there in victory lane for the 23 of Mark Big Daddy Simon. Ladies and gentlemen, as you exit the facility, I ask that you please pick up all your trash, throw it in the proper trash receptacles on your way out. Don't forget, next weekend, we're going to be here Friday night for the Les Hayes Memorial. That's going to be an awesome race. The weekend after that, July 4th, we will be here with a fireworks show. Holy cow, you made that. You just threw it from the flag stand to the trash can and made it. I would have missed by a mile because I suck at basketball. But back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by an awesome shot. Please be safe going home. Be safe in your travels this weekend. Have a safe and a happy weekend, and we will be back right here at the mighty Midway in Lebanon, Missouri next Friday night for the Les Hayes Memorial.